So have you had a bit of a rough year this year in business, and are you feeling a little bit down after doing a business review? If you have, this is for you. So I say this because personally I did an end of year review of my business, and I came away from it feeling quite down because I didn't hit my revenue goals that I was going for, and I also earned just about the same as I did last year. And there's a reason for this. There's multiple reasons for this, mainly because I haven't had a chance to work on my business since moving to Singapore. However, in saying that, it really got me thinking about, does revenue equate to success? And the more I looked at it, the more I thought, no, there's something missing. And that's when I really looked at what are the feminine or somewhat forgotten indicators of success, and how can we bring that into our yearly business review? And that's what I have done. So I thought I'd share with you my 3-step framework. It's really simple, but it allowed me to walk away from the second time I did my yearly business review feeling really full and really quite proud of what I have achieved this year, and also opened me up to have a clearer vision for what I want next year in 2020. So I'll quickly share it with you. And if you want more depth, please go and have a look at the blog, because I have a really comprehensive blog there. But the first step I did was to take an embodied approach and to liberate any tension. So rather than trying to just push away the shame, the disappointment, the anger, the frustration, and the sadness, I actually sat with it for a few days, and I just allowed myself to feel those things. Now, I wasn't walking around being really grumpy, but I just allowed my body to feel those sensations. And then eventually when I was ready, I actually shared what I was feeling. So I shared it with a few of my really close girlfriends and my business colleagues, and with my husband, and I shared how disappointed I was and how down I was feeling, because of course those thoughts of, what am I doing? I can't get my act together. Why am I bothering? Came up. And really, once I expressed this, it helped to relieve the tension. And then I also did a number of different embodiment practices, and a lot of them were movement based, and this helped to liberate the tension, and also I journaled around it as well. Now, the second thing I did was I got really clear on what are the feminine indicators of success. And the reason why I wanted to come up with this was because actually when I pulled myself back, I realized I felt really great about my business and the work I was doing, the wonderful results I was helping to create when I was partnering with my clients, and I felt quite positive about where my business was going. So I knew there had to be more than these external measures of success, the more masculine around the number side of things and growth. So that's when I came up with a whole heap of journaling prompts, and I have 13, I don't know why I did 4, but I have 13 really juicy journal prompts that you can read on the blog post. But they all centered around this idea of depth first, then direction. And these journal prompts help to access the depth. So I was looking at, where did I derive pleasure from in my business, and how lit up was I during the year? How did my self-awareness grow this year, and how has that benefited my business? Things like, what was my capacity to really welcome in clients and to serve them, and did this align with the output? Was I really working smarter rather than harder? And there's a whole heap of other prompts, but they're really, really illuminating. So I do encourage you to go and have a look, because once I did them, then I felt really full and really proud, and I had a more intricate, complex, and really beautiful picture of all of the inner growth that I have achieved this year, and how this is setting me up for a really great 2020 in terms of building that internal solid foundation. So then this allowed me to move on to step 3, which was going back to the masculine, going back to the numbers and the metrics of success. And I was able to take a more, open view of this, and to come from a place of feeling good and full and content, rather than this sense of lack and dread. So, again, I looked at my numbers, I looked at my revenue, I looked at my profit, I looked at my sales funnels, I looked at all my social media, my emails, I looked at what strategies worked, what didn't, what needed reviewing, what needed tweaking. So then I could come at 2020 from a really balanced approach. And also I realized that I worked far less this year compared to last year, and I've earned just about the same. So it really does show that there is something in working smarter rather than harder. So this process, so the first step was taking an embodied approach, sitting with your feelings, not pushing them down, and then liberating them. The second one was illuminating and highlighting all of your feminine indicators of success and being really grateful for them and celebrating your internal growth. And the third thing was going to the masculine and looking at your numbers so we can really pull the review together. This has allowed me to be really enthusiastic and inspired and excited for 2020 rather than what I was feeling at the start, which was this idea of dread, poor me, what am I doing? So if you have had a bit of a hard year this year, you haven't achieved the goals that you set out for at the start of 2019, I really do encourage you to take this framework on board. And if you want more information, just read the blog because it is a little bit more robust, and you'll have those 13 journal prompts there that you can do to really explore and celebrate your own feminine indicators of success. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Okay, I'll speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye.